life's many hills to climb, and sometimes you'll get in a bind, but the day will come that'll bring you luck. Don't live too fast, just set your pace, and when it's over, you'll win that race. So hang on, boys. Keep on trucking till you reach the top. Yeah, keep them wheels rolling. Don't ever let them stop.
Oh, it's a goodie.
Who is it? Go on,
Keep on trucking. I couldn't tell you, and I grew up with country and western.
It's Dave Dudley.
And you know that because Georgia told you.
Told me, I've no idea. Never heard of him. Who'd have known?
But we are going to keep on trucking this morning. We're looking at a transport company gaining traction here in the UAE with a new approach to moving things around. Trukker is basically an Uber for trucks. And we are super happy to have the Trukker founder and CEO in the studio with us now, Gaurav Biswas. Gaurav, it is great to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
So Trukker, let's just give us the 101 first. How does Trukker work?
So Trukker is a truck aggregator. What it does, it integrates the available trucks in the market and gets them in real-time visibility of users to book a truck on the website, trucker.ae, or on the smartphone apps for iOS and Android.
And so who are these trucks? Are they part of a fleet, or are we talking you've signed up one by one with the guys that we see with the white trucks sometimes on the side of the road?
That's absolutely right. We actually have both kind of vendors. We have some fleet owners who own anywhere from 5 to 15 trucks, and we also have a lot of single operators who own, the driver is the owner-operator of his own truck.
So how does your agreement work with them? How do you split the profits? How do you make sure they're doing a good job? How does it all go?
Sure. So we have a 3-step training process for anybody who has to sign up and operate their trucks on our platform. So they go through three trainings. One is our technology of how to use our app, and second is manual handling. So we give them training of moving goods in terms of loading or unloading a truck. And the third one is customer interface, as how best to interact with the customer. And we also do an assessment of their infrastructure.
So you launched in the UAE last year, in India the year before. How did the idea for Trukker even come about?
This happened over a dinner with a few friends in India. This was in 2015 when one of them is a fertilizer manufacturer, and he was supposed to get 3 trucks the next morning for his shipment, and got a call from his transporter saying that 2 of his 3 trucks are probably not going to be available. I used to travel a lot to Los Angeles in those days, and I used to use Uber, and I just cracked a joke saying, hey, you should have something like an Uber for trucks. So 2 months later, I along with a co-founder who's been a childhood friend, as a techie, we formed Trukker in India.
And you've now got 550 trucks. You operate 550 trucks in India.
That's right.
Which sounds like a lot for the UAE, but probably for a place like India it's relatively small, but I'm not sure. But on average, though, what's the utilisation? I mean, by that I mean, how many hours a day or week or month are they rented out?
So typically we try and reduce costs. The main function of an aggregation is to improve your capacity utilization and bring down the cost for the user and improve revenues for your vendor. So we target that truck drivers typically get more than 10 hours of work every day. And
a day?
A day. Mm. And typically a lot of our truckers, they get business on a regular basis.
What are you seeing in terms of market take-up? You've been operating for less than a year. How fast is the business growing?
So we launched in the UAE in mid-October 2016, and we've been growing at a rate of 40% month on month. And now in the UAE, we are managing close to 75 trucks in the UAE in 3 of our verticals. We have moving homes, moving goods, and hire trucks.
Because it's not just for companies, is it? I mean, you talked about starting this off because you heard about a problem moving fertilizer around. But if I wanted to call you and move, I don't know, a chest of drawers, could I do so?
Absolutely. We've actually had clients who've been moving stuff that they bought on DoBizzle, either as a seller or a buyer, and they go to our website, get instant quote, and move their stuff.
I recently bought a sofa and had to go along and sort of find one of those trucks on the road and wait till they'd finished their lunch, take them where I wanted to go, collect the sofa, and then bring it back to my house. It was a bit of a lengthy procedure. So what you're saying would be sort of what would have been sort of manna for me a few days ago. How much would that have cost me, though, for instance?
So one, it would have taken you less than 3 minutes to book a truck on our website, and then based on the kind of truck, that for a sofa you'll probably take a 1-ton pickup truck, and the cost will depend on the distance. So our rates are standard, and they are calculated based on the distance.
3
of
or
the
4
move.
miles, say.
3 or 4 miles for a
Kilometers.
1-ton pickup would be about 100 dirhams.
Okay, that's really good.
And I've been on your site and had a play last night, and
Sure.
you've got a map there, and you can see exactly the distance, you can see the route that will be taken, you can get a quote online as
right.
long as you're signed up. So it is all quite transparent.
Does that 100 dirhams include labour?
That
No.
comes with a working driver.
The driver, but if you
Yes.
want people to lift and carry,
Correct.
that's
So
you got to pay for that.
When you go on the website, you can actually also have the flexibility of adding a helper or an installer.
Okay.
And those rates are quoted online as well.
So let's look at how you've found it getting this business off the ground. Have you got financing for this? How easy has it been to get backers?
We've started looking for financing. So far, we remain self-funded, me and the co-founder. And we have a good amount of interest from some of the regional venture capital companies. In fact, one of the companies from Saudi Arabia, which is into transportation themselves, are very interested in looking at us. at the
How
moment.
much money have you guys had to put into yourself so far?
So far, including our operations in India, we've invested close to $400,000.
Okay, so that's not a huge amount for a business across 2 countries.
That's right.
What's the bulk of that money gone into?
The bulk of that money has primarily gone towards technology development. So we have about 9 full-time technology staff working in our Indian operations, and part of it has been into operations. And the reason why we're trying to raise money at the moment is to focus on marketing efforts.
Tell me about that technology that you're using. How easy is it to get the small individual truckers here to use your tech?
Right. So we have an Android app for them. So every vendor who signs up with us, we give them a phone and give them about 3 hours of training to use it. It's very simple, just has 5 steps to press on their smartphone based on what is the status of their transaction.
Now, you said you've got 3 verticals here in the UAE: good moving, house moving, and truck hire. What's the percentage breakdown of revenue from each channel? Where's your big business coming from?
So at the moment, because we started with the house moving the first, about 70% of our revenues are coming from people moving homes. We do about 6 to 8 home moves every day in the UAE at the moment. And goods moving is something we started only in November, and we have about 7 industrial clients who are using us regularly. And hire trucks is something that only started in January based on industry demand, where a lot of people were like, hey, what if I want to hire a truck for an entire day? I don't want to rate based on the distance, just give me the rate for the truck.
We've had a compliance professional text in to ask whether or not you're ascertaining that no illegal goods are being moved.
Correct. So what we do is we put the user of the truck to declare what goods they are moving, and as part of the contract that they sign, they take the liability of being truthful about what they're moving.
Now, can I just ask your website? You're talking about going onto the website there because you've done the trendy young thing and spelt your name slightly differently. It isn't Trucker, it's Trukker. So what's the website?
So it's www.trukker.ae.
Well, thanks very much for coming in and speaking to us this morning, Trukker founder and CEO, Trucker with 2 Ks, Gaurav Biswas. We appreciate